Hello all, welcome back to my channel and this video. In this video, we are going to discuss about Python classes and objects as part of Python programming for beginners. So Python is an object-oriented programming language. Almost everything in the Python is an object with its properties and methods. A class is like an object constructor or a blueprint for the creating the object. So to create a class, we have to use the keyword class. Okay. So for example, class, my class, and x is equal to 5. In this class, we are actually instantiating, and the type of this class is my class. Right? And parent dot x, for example, if you use it, it will not. We have to instantiate that object also, otherwise it is a static object and we are able to access it. Okay, so in detail we will explain more later. So we have created a class. Now we have to create an object. Now we use the name of my class to create objects. Okay, object is an instance of a class. Okay, so that means, for example, man is a class, then for example there is one name of one person is A, then A is an instance of man. So A is an object, okay, which has a physical characteristics and physical values specific to that particular object. Okay, so we will dig into that a little more later. So now we have a class of my class. Now I have instantiated p1 as an object of my class. Now I want to print the value which is there in a variable x as a 5. So if I print that p1.x, that means I am accessing the variable of the object p1, which is 5. So object value of p1x is 5. Okay, so let us discuss more details of object. See, the examples above are classes and objects in their simplest form and not really useful in real application. To understand the meaning of the classes, we need to understand the built-in I__init function. All classes have a function called __init__ and a function which is always executed when the class is being initiated. So this is also called constructor in other programming languages, C++ or Java. So create a class named person with the init function to assign the values of the name object. So what it will happen is, whenever you instantiate an object or you create an object, what will happen is you will instantiate with the set of values. So automatically the init function is called initially, and self is the self object of a person, and then name and age are the variables of that particular class. Okay, self.name is equal to name and self.age is equal to age. Okay, this is how there are two variables of this object of this class person, name and age, and we are instantiating that person object by passing the arguments John and 36, and these parameters are assigned to name of name value and age of age. So you can have a different name 1, name 2, like this also, because they are different. Okay, let us not confuse with the object variables with the the arguments with the class variables. Okay, they are all different. Okay, so let us not confuse ourselves. So INIT function is called automatically. There is one more built-in function controls what should be returned when the class object is represented as a string. Okay, if it is represented as a string, then you can actually so person and Jan, and we are printing P1, right? So what happens here? Objected. So we have to assign the values properly in the string, okay, so that it will return proper values. Okay, you see what we want to return: name in bracket self dot age. This is the format we want to print. Okay, so it is actually printing like this. You see format of in the name and then age. These are the values we are printing. So this is the format we have to use to print when the target value is a string, when you want to print the string. Okay, that is how it is. These are defined methods in the class person. So INIT is used to initialize and str is used to return the string value of that object. You can always define what you want to return. It is not a common. So object can also contain methods. Methods in objects are functions that belong to the object. Let us create a method. Method is in our terminology, it is a function specific to that particular class. Okay, and it will work on that particular variables or member variables of that particular class. Okay, and you can use other, but specifically this is what we will use it. So we have a myfunc of self as an object, and we are printing this as p1 dot my function. We are calling this my function of the object p1. Okay, we have instantiated the object here, and we have defined a object. We have defined a class called person, and we have initiated the values with name and age, and then we have created a function, and then we have printed with the name, and in this statement we have instantiated an object of person with the name as John and age as 36, and we are calling method of the object p1 my function, and which is actually executing and returning my hello, my name is John. So hope you understand how this object class declaration and class methods calling and variables declaration or members declaration. We have seen earlier self. The self parameter is referencing to the current instance of the class. Okay, and used to access variables that belongs to that particular class. It doesn't have to be named self. You can call it whenever you like inside that particular functions. See here we are using it self, right? So we can use it not only self, but you can use it any other name also, but it is always preferred to use the first one, whatever you give it as a first one, so that you will not confuse, and the person who is going to maintain the project will not be confused. So you can modify the member variable, which is age to, and you can print it. You can also delete the member variable, delete object. If you delete the object, then that particular object does not exist, and you will not be able to print anything after that, and you will have an error message. You see, p1 is deleted, and if you want to print, it doesn't have any reference, so it is giving an error. We have seen pass. Pass is just a simple thing to pass with a dummy class. Okay, so that is all about classes and objects. We will discuss more when we are moving to the next chapters, that is in inheritance, polymorphism, etc. But if you have any questions, write in comments. And if you like this video, like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and wait for the next video. Thank you.